Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Charlie Gold. If you are returning, thank you. If you are new, feel free to watch this video through, and if it piques an interest, consider subscribing. Now, based on the title, as you know, we're going to be talking about standards when we're dating, when we're overweight. I've just known the heavier I've gotten when dating, the more I've settled for certain things. And that's something that I've personally been putting effort into changing. And I feel like it's a conversation that we need to have, because I notice it in a lot of people who tend to be, who happen to be overweight. It's the amount that we're settling and what we're settling for. And I believe even if you're overweight, you shouldn't have to settle when you're dating. You shouldn't have to accept less than. And that is something I want to touch on and express my feelings on, because I've done it up until 2 months ago, and that's when it really hit me personally, and I've really had to be aware of it and make changes moving forward. Now, what do I mean by settling when dating while you're fat, or however I worded this title? What I mean is, as the years gone by and as I've piled on more weight, I've noticed the standards that I've had for men that I've been dating or men that were pursuing me have lowered dramatically. A couple of months ago, just to tell you a little backstory, a couple of months ago, I was dating someone that I've been dating off and on for several months. And initially, the issue was never my weight. The way he approached me, the way he pursued me in the very, very beginning, my weight wasn't an issue, at least not that I've noticed. The problem that I run into when it comes to dating, and this is me personally, let me know if you guys can, relate, comment below. I tend to be a homebody naturally. I like to be a homebody. I like watching movies. I like hanging around the house. Like, we could be in sweats all day watching movies, or doing facial masks, whatever, it's corny stuff. I don't mind doing it in the house. I don't need to be out and winding down at all times. Especially now with me trying to lose weight, going out to eat doesn't line up with my goals right now. Granted, can we leave the house and do other things? Yes. But to me, when it comes to dating, I always connected it, up until recently, I've always connected it to going out to eat. I've never really connected it to other things like going on a walk, going on a hike, just simply going to watch a movie at a movie theater. Like, I've never connected it that way so much. It's always been taking me out to eat, doing this, doing that. That is surrounded around food, as you can imagine. Up until recently, as I start to lose a little weight, I want to do a little more. I want to do outdoor activities, or activities that are not in the four walls of this apartment. And I was dating someone recently where I didn't notice me always wanting to be indoors wasn't necessarily what he wanted. It just worked out for him because he didn't have to try as much. And let me explain that a bit better. When we first started dating, he worked a lot, I worked a lot. So we would try to squeeze in getting to know each other or spending time with each other after work. And the times I used to get off of work, there wasn't anything really open at all. The only thing we could have done is maybe go for a walk, because I got off extremely late. So it was always us hanging in the house, watching a movie, watching shows or whatever. But as his schedule changed and my schedule changed, and I started to become more comfortable in my body, I wanted to do more. Like, hey, how come we never try this? How come we never do this? And I know for a fact, because of the position he had in his department, he kind of made his own schedule. So now that my schedule wasn't a problem, I realized we weren't doing the things I was suggesting. And I would bring it up and voice it more and more. And then one day, I'll never forget, I asked the question. I asked it, and I forgot how I asked it, but pretty much I asked something to the effect of, tell me about some of the things that you like doing, some of your interests, or some of the things you like doing when you're not working. And I forgot how I asked it, but I asked it in a clever way so he would understand. He wouldn't think I wanted to be involved in it. And he pretty much said, you know, I like going for bike rides. I like doing this. I like jumping out of planes. I like saving dolphins. He explained such an active lifestyle. And I, inquired more like, oh, when's the last time you did this? Because someone can like doing something, but they haven't done it in such a long time. So I asked, when's the last time you did this and all that? It was as recent as the previous weekend. So for me, it was like, oh, light bulb, but I wasn't gonna pick a fight in that moment. I started to ask more questions and I realized, oh no, this man really has an active lifestyle outside of these four walls. He just doesn't have an active lifestyle, social life when it comes to me. He's actually a very social person. I was under the impression he wasn't that social. Kind of like me. Sometimes I could be, antisocial. But no, you're actually very social. You actually have a very active lifestyle. And that night before I went to sleep, all I can think of, if he has this active lifestyle, why doesn't he want me a part of it? It's because of my size? Is it because I'm not a good look to him and his friends? Is it because I don't fit the mold of what he would want on his arm in public? I went into this whole tailspin of ideas and, just really going down on myself because I realized this is a man who doesn't want to spend time with me outside of the four walls of his home or my home. And it really messed with my self-esteem, I'll say for about a day or two. And then I snapped out of it. Because as I lose weight, my confidence grows slowly. It may not go from like here to here, but you know what? If my confidence started here, I'm at least here, and it's still progress. And I thought to myself, after, throwing a whole pity party for 2 days for myself, I thought to myself, no, this is not something you should accept. And I expressed to him, didn't pick an argument, didn't get down on him, didn't really go the route that I wanted to go. I simply expressed to him, hey, we stay in the house a lot. Now that our schedules are better, now that things are moving in the right direction for us, I would like to do more. These are the type of things I would like to do. I'd like to do some of the things you like to do. I would like to bring you into some of the things I like to do. And his response was very great. He was definitely very understanding, but he did none of it. He absolutely made no effort towards any of the things that I suggested. And I want to say within 2 weeks, I cut things off. He was surprised by that. I don't know why, because I told him what I was looking to do, and he made absolutely no effort. Absolutely no effort. He actually, one weekend when we had plans, I don't know if it was an excuse or not, but pretty much he said his department burned down. Not literally, but pretty much. Like, it burned down to the ground. They're firing left and right. That all these things are happening, and then that Monday, all of a sudden, it was put back together. So I don't believe the department burned down. But those were his words, and I slowly started to realize I was settling with him. He thought he brought something to the table that most women would want, and it's very true. It's not like he was a bum. He brought a lot to the table. He was a great man on paper. But it doesn't matter what you bring to the table or what you look like on paper. If you're not filling or fulfilling my needs, not my wants, because what he brought to the table were my wants. His success, his stature, his home, his stability, those were wants. Those are not needs. My needs were not being met. My wants were being met, but none of my needs were being met. And I realized I was settling, and I couldn't continue to settle, because if I settle for this now, in 5 years or in 3 years or in 2 years when I ask for something different, if you can't do the basic needs that I need from you, you're not going to do anything bigger if I ask for it down the line. But I couldn't blame him, because I've been settling from the beginning, because I felt I didn't look a certain way, or because I didn't possess a certain trait or whatever. Like, I settled from the day I met him, not knowing that's what I was doing. And the reason I know that's what I was doing, because that's what I did with every other guy before him. I settled. I said, oh, it's okay if we don't do this day. It's okay if you are busy now and you don't have time for this, or it's okay if you don't try as hard. And it's not okay. And it's not just me. I've seen other larger women do it as well. And it's something we have to stop. We have to stop settling. So what if we don't look like an Instagram model? It's not that we deserve less. We tell ourselves we deserve less. It's what I've been telling myself for years now. I deserve less because I don't look like this. One of the reasons I've tried losing weight for so long and have failed is because for a long time I was doing it for the wrong reasons. I was doing it because I wanted to look like this. I know if I look like this, this will come. And when this comes, this will come. And then I'll meet I'll be at my happy ending. That's not how it works. That's not how it works, because no man is gonna make me happy. They're gonna add to my happiness. I have to be happy with me alone first. And that's what I'm working on as we speak. I'm not there. I have happy moments, I have happy days, but I have to grow to be able to allow someone else to come into my space, come into my life, and continue to grow with me. But what I won't do moving forward is settle. I'm not gonna settle because, yeah, that's fine. I don't look like certain people online. I don't look like certain people that I see out, but I still bring a lot to the table. I'm still worthy of being treated like the queen that I am. And that's one thing I haven't realized until this year. I am a queen. I am worthy. I am someone you should attempt to court. I am someone you should pursue. I am someone you should put the same effort and energy into that you would Rihanna, Beyonce, Gabrielle Union, any of these people that people idolize, men drool over. The same energy you would put into them, I deserve the same. Granted, I'm not saying I am them. I'm not saying I have the same talents as them. That's not what I'm saying. But any effort you would put into these women that are considered the standard beauty nowadays, you should put into me as well. So a while ago, a friend and I, we did a little impromptu experiment with online dating, and I think I want to try it again with someone differently. But pretty much what it was, I online date all the time. She was new to it. We both had our profiles on. We both were online at the same time. Now, the funny thing is, the same men that were messaging her were also messaging me. But the difference is their approach was so different, because she is physically what you would consider like an IG model. She is gorgeous, great physique, great smile, great skin, great everything, great butt, great tits, everything. She is what you would consider or look at, and you wouldn't second guess if she was an IG model. She's not though. She's not that. The messages that we were receiving from the same guys were so different, where her messages were like, hi beautiful, can I get to know you? What interests you? Like really basic, but nice messages. Where mine's were, what you doing? What's up? Hey, love your lips. What them lips do? And it's like, are you under the impression because I'm fat? Because I make it very clear on my profile when I'm dating, online profile, that I'm plus size. So are you under the impression because I'm fat, I'm down to is that what it is? That I ready to bust it wide open for you? Is that what it is? Like, I'm confused. And literally it was the same guys, just different styles of approaching. So do you think I'm not worth you approaching me with the same respect you approach her? And what was so funny, it's not funny, but it's kind of funny. We were side by side reading these messages like, whoa, and she's actually clowning these guys. Like, this one looks short. This one doesn't look like he has a lot of money. This one got kids. Hell no. This one's hairline. And And I'm sitting there actually taking the time to look through their profile, read it, see if we have common interests, or see if this is someone that I'd be willing to respond to, even though all they said was what's up, or even though all they said is, you know, what you doing, and there was no effort in it. I still was like, let me at least read over this and see if this is someone where we can connect, or at least have a conversation moving forward. Where even as sweet as your messages were to this girl, she clowned you from here and back without a second thought, because you don't realize, not saying all beautiful women do that, or all women who look like her do that, but the effort you put in to her was just based off of looks alone. Granted, her profile didn't even say much. Her profile was thrown together, you know, in a matter of 30 seconds. But mine was detailed and told you what I was looking for. But because of my looks, because I'm plus size, because I'm fat, I should probably just take anything you send my way. And that's what has to stop. That's not what I'm doing moving forward. It's online dating. People in shape get the same type of messages that I got with them lips do, I'm sure. But the difference is, I feel like the bigger you are, the more we feel we have to settle. At least for me. I've seen it with a couple of close friends, and I've seen it within myself. I'm not going to speak for every fat person out there. I'm not going to speak for every plus size person out there. Whatever description you want to use, I'm not going to speak for us all. But what I will say is, if you are that person, take notice to how these people are treating you. Take notice to the person you may be dating right now, to the person who may be your man right now, or your girlfriend right now. Do they put the same energy into you as they would to someone else who was 100 pounds lighter, 50 pounds lighter, 200 pounds lighter? Really pay attention, because if you know for a fact you'd be treated differently, walk away. Actually, don't walk away. Have the conversation. If there's no change, then walk away, because you deserve the same energy that they'd be putting into someone else who was a lot lighter than you, a lot thinner or healthy or whatever. That's really what I wanted to talk about when it came to today's video. I hope I got it across to you the best way I could. I hope this can open a bigger conversation. So please comment below what you think, or what you got away from this video, or if you're someone who feels the same, who's felt like, you know, I've settled in the past, I'm not settling moving forward, or I'm still settling now and this is the reason you're settling. You know, let's talk about it. Let's open a conversation. Let's see how we can help each other. I know for me, I'm not going to move backwards. I'm not going to settle as much as I've been settling. I don't need to have sky high expectations, but I do not need to have low standards either, like super low standards. I'm not doing that anymore. And if that means I'm single for another 2 years, then that's what it is. Because the person that is for me is going to take me right now at being a little over 300 pounds. Because then in the future, when I look at you, I can say you deserve me now at my best. Because this isn't my best. My best is yet to come. But you should earn and deserve me at my best. And that's the problem. A lot of people don't want to put the work into people that don't look like they're worth the work. But not to sound bitter, that's not the whole point of this video. It wasn't to sound bitter. It was really just to open up a conversation and just talk to you guys about something that's been on my mind, and something that I'm still dealing with now, and something that I'm working on now. We could work on it together. We can have a conversation about it together. Whatever you guys want to do, it's just a topic that I know I've personally struggled with, and I know people are struggling with now. Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to consider subscribing if you haven't. Bye guys.